In a resounding affirmation of property rights, the Supreme Court of India has delivered a landmark judgment declaring that no tenant, regardless of the duration of occupancy, be it 5 years or 50, can ever claim ownership of a rented property through adverse possession. The ruling, pronounced in the case of Jyoti Sharma versus Vishnu Goyal, underscores a fundamental principle of tenancy law. A tenant occupies the premises solely with the permission of the owner, thereby rendering the doctrine of adverse possession inapplicable. A tenant occupies the property only with the permission of the owner. Therefore, the rule of adverse possession does not apply. The court observed, delivering clarity on a long debated issue that has plagued landlords and tenants alike. The decision, hailed as a major victory for property owners, is poised to curb surreptitious claims by long-term tenants and reinforce the sanctity of ownership rights across the nation. Yet, as with any judicial pronouncement touching core socio-economic nerves, it has elicited a spectrum of reactions from jubilant endorsements by real estate stakeholders to cautious critiques from tenant advocacy groups and legal scholars. This article delves into the case details, historical context, diverse viewpoints, potential implications, and broader societal ripple effects, aiming to present a balanced panorama of this pivotal ruling. The dispute originated in a modest residential property in Delhi, where Jyoti Sharma, the landlord, sought eviction of Vishnu Goyal, a tenant who had resided in the premises for over 3 decades. Goyal, relying on the doctrine of adverse possession under Limitation Act 1963, argued that his uninterrupted occupation since the 1980s, coupled with the alleged non-payment of rent and the landlord's purported inaction, had extinguished Sharma's title. Adverse possession, a common law principle codified in Indian law, allows a trespasser to claim ownership after 12 years of continuous, open and hostile possession without the owner's permission. For landlords, the judgment is nothing short of revolutionary. Conversely, tenant rights organizations decry the decision as regressive. Legal aid groups highlights vulnerable tenants, widows, seniors who face eviction post-ruling. A senior human rights activist opined that while rent control laws were archaic, this verdict compounds the crisis. Some tenants forums propose legislative fixes, amending the Limitation Act to carve tenant expectations or strengthening the Rent Control Acts for security of tenure. Property owners are celebrating reclaimed agency while tenants are mourning lost leverages. As India urbanizes, this ruling mandates holistic reforms. Modern Rents Act, dispute redressal forums in social housing. Ultimately, it reaffirms that permission precludes possession's permanency. Yet, society must ensure the vulnerable aren't displaced.